Well, guys, Jonathan said some really amazing things about me. I really want to give it back to him, man. A tremendous leader. His work ethic is nothing short than amazing. I mean, we had a conversation today, and I'm like, man, you move with the same speed that I do. And like you said, success loves speed. So it's like one of those situations where you get the right combination, the right mix. It's like gasoline to the fire. I mean, we're just gonna fuel each other, and definitely want to go out here and just let people know that hey, we have an amazing opportunity, and you guys are definitely in the right place at the right time. But like you said, it is my son's birthday, so I look forward to celebrating with him. I'm a father that has two kids that are Irish trans. That means that him and his sister technically today are the same age. Yes, I was busy. I understand. But at the same time, I still want to step aside because in order for him to have an amazing, amazing birthday that I have booked for him at where are we going? The water park, indoor water park, Great Wolf Lodge. In order for me to have an amazing birthday, I have to be able to provide income. And we'll talk about that when we go through the slide because there's a reason why that really holds dear to me. But without further ado, guys, we're going to get started. Send out the last minute text message reminders, let people know that our Zoom has started because you definitely don't want them to miss the information. So, with that being said, I'm sharing my screen, guys, and let me know that if you can see my screen. Just drop a one in the chat if you guys can see my screen right now. All right, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, my name is Alan Jones out of Dallas, Texas. Here to share with you something truly amazing, truly exciting. As you see, we talk about the new Wall Street movement. Guys, it's simply a group of like minded entrepreneurs coming together worldwide for a cause to educate, support, network, and create wealth for generations, impacting the global economy. We believe in the power of a positive mindset, commitment, consistency, and integrity are the fundamentals of our growth and success. While accomplishing goals and exceeding expectations, we enjoy and experience life to the fullest with our business partners, family, and friends. And that's what it's all about, guys, is being able to experience life because we know that life, as we know it, can be quick. It's like a brief moment. But at the same time, it's the quality of life that we go through, that we live, that makes it so important and makes it so precious. And so, whoever invites you on the Zoom wants you to get you in front of 100% of the information that can be truly life changing. And one thing that I can attest to that has definitely been life changing for me. Now, the company is called Salarium Life. And one thing I love about this company, guys, is that we take the word Salarium, it derives from the Latin word that means salt. And one thing about salt, if you know anything about that, back in the Roman days, they used salt to be able to pay the Roman soldiers. So the word salary derived from that. So we talk about salary. So think about this. They're talking about salt when people got paid in salt all the way up to crypto and digital currency. Now understand the word currency. Now think about the first word in currency. You think about a current. What do we know about a current? It's a flow. So I tell people all the time that if you don't understand how money flows, guess what? It's just gonna flow right by you. So here at Salarium Life, guys, it's your financial freedom. It simply starts here. Now there are so many business people, guys. If you're an entrepreneur on the Zoom and you own your own business, just drop a four in the chat. And I know that if you're not, that over 85% of people want to go out there and own their own business. I've been a business owner myself, so I know exactly how it is. And when you're a business owner, there's different tools and services that you need. And you want to try to stay ahead of the game. It doesn't matter if you're a marketer. It doesn't matter if you have brick and mortar. And one of the biggest rapid changes that we're seeing evolve right in front of our eyes is AI. And we talk about AI because in reality, AI is making our lives easier every day. But at the same time, companies are reducing workloads because of AI. And I tell people all the time, we want to put this in perspective that let's take an island. And in the island, there was 10 fishermen that had to go out there and fish and catch enough fish to be able to feed their village. Well, what happens if somebody created a net? Now they may not need 10 fishermen, they may only need two. So there's still eight people that still know how to go out there and fish. But unfortunately, the job downsized. And we see that happening all around us. I remember back decades ago when they said if your business is not online, then you was out of business. And there were companies that didn't take it serious, like Blockbuster. And because Blockbuster didn't take companies like Netflix serious when they had a chance to buy them, guess what? There's no longer a Blockbuster. My kids would never know what it's like on a Friday night to have a Blockbuster night, right? So guys, think about that. Now, As we grow and we build this opportunity, there's brands that we've all utilized and used, like MailChimp, if you were sending out emails, Catalyst for your booking, Wix, ClickFunnels. Guys, if anybody ever used any of these, just drop a 3 in the chat. We've all utilized and used these brands. So we have the ability to be able to help people grow their business, but also be able to earn Bitcoin with real products. Guys, it's not one of these sketchy programs that promise you a ROI or return or percentage daily. We really got a system that finally makes sense. There's no gimmicks, just people just earning real Bitcoin, real payouts. And I always tell people the best way that you could go out there and get Bitcoin is to simply earn it. So let me show you how this works. Whenever somebody comes into this opportunity, every package that they purchase come with credits. These credits can use for automation tools, website marketing, AI services, and much more. So there's no dollar ever wasted, meaning whenever you spend in this company, you get something for it. So it's of value. Now, if you went out there and you purchased these products on your own, and I know people that are on the Zoom is like, yes, I've had CRMs, ClickFunnels, all these things, and you're paying a monthly fee. Guys, in this company, you could get credits as little as $10. And the beautiful thing about earning credits here, they never expire. What are the credits used for? To be able to purchase these tools inside of our tool suite, which makes it simply nothing short than amazing. Here's a screenshot of the actual back office. You can see that the credit points that are utilized and used there. And then here's our actual credit shop. And one thing I love about this, guys, it's going to get a facelift and it's going to look absolutely amazing. But you can see funnel builders, website builders, email marketing campaigns like MailChimp, workflow automations. Guys, if you have a business, you definitely want to set up with workflow automations, booking calendars like Calendly. These are things that you have the ability to go out there and purchase credits and be able to utilize. Now, whenever you get into the site, there's thousands of different templates that you have the ability to choose from if you just want to go out there and do a template to create your site. For example, you can do things such as travel. You could be a life coach. You could be somebody that's an insurance agent, a real estate agent. Any business that need a website, guys, we have something that can you offer that they can go and set up their website that don't really take a lot of time to really go out there and set up. I'm going to show you an actual site that I actually built on utilize the products that we have available here. Let me just show you one of my sites that I built. So this is my personal site that I was able to build using a product, service, and tool. So it doesn't matter which business you have. You go out there and you can build it. Not too long to do. It's amazing. I love it. These are product, service, tools that you have that availability to have here, over here, Salarium. And so we know that all you guys that said you was business owners, wherever company that you're in, it doesn't matter if you're in the network marketing space, if you're in the traditional space, the financial space, the brick and mortar space, we have something that we can build out so everybody can benefit from this program. So let me be the first to welcome you to Salarium Life. Now, quick disclaimer, guys, Salarium Life is a membership with referrals, incentives. It may require significant effort and dedication based to achieve success. Results may vary based on various factors, including individual efforts. Furthermore, we do not guarantee the success of any individual, nor do we make any promise, representation, or earnings or profits, right, guys? Simply saying, at the end of the day, guys, y'all can go through that disclaimer. So let's talk about the money, right? Now, a little bit of background about myself is I was originally born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I grew up in a single parent home. My mom and our other three siblings, I was the youngest. She did the best she could to try to raise us. She worked for the state, had a great job, even had a house built up from the ground up. But eventually, my mom ended up losing her job. And when it happened, we fell on economic hard times. And when I tell you, I can remember sitting huddled in the room trying to keep warm with my siblings because the electricity got cut off. I can remember the only thing we had to eat in the refrigerator was a log of bologna. I can remember when the car was repossessed, some kind of way she found out a way to keep turning back on the water that they ripped the water main out. And we ended up homeless. And I'm not talking about like living with friends on the couch homeless. I'm talking about on the streets, in and out of trash can homeless. But I knew then as a kid that I would make sure that my kids would never have to experience that economic hardship. That's kind of what I talked about with my son and why we're going to be at a Great Wolf Lodge, let him experience life. Because if there was just something that I could have done, right, to bring in extra income, like if my mom could have brought in a little bit of extra income, we did not have to experience such economic hardship. But I didn't understand at the time when she lost her job, guess what? There was no more income coming into the home. So I asked each and every single one of you guys that could hear my voice on the Zoom, what happened to your loved ones and family if something was to happen to your main source of income? You could go out there and buy a brand new Lexus and come with four brand new tires, and you still put a spare tire in the back. Why? Because you just never know when you might need to pull out that spare tire. And I can assure you that the Solarium Life opportunity could be that spare tire that you need to bring in some additional income by helping people grow their business. I wrote a book called Just Clocked Out, and I was featured on the Anderson Cooper Show, teaching people how to become debt free and financially stable.
And I'm also helping people get out of debt with a company called.
So I say that to say this, guys. We have an amazing opportunity, and everybody on this Zoom is already in the business already. You're just not getting paid for it. And if you're asking, hey, Alan, how is that so? Because if you ever refer somebody to go watch a movie, to go out to eat, to a restaurant, anything, and you didn't earn anything, guess what? You referred somebody, and the company didn't say, hey, here's your check for, you telling your friends that the Michael Jackson Experience movie was amazing and they took their whole family, right? But everything has referral bonus, and a referral bonus is simple because they know the strongest form of advertising is what, guys? You can drop it in the chat. What's the strongest form of advertising? Right, word of mouth, and it's no different here. Except the benefits by the referral bonus that we get here is Bitcoin, so it brings the true meaning to where we talk about membership has its privileges. Not only are you going to be earning bonuses and rewards, but you're going to be a part of an amazing community. Now, when we talk about Bitcoin, why is Bitcoin so important? In fact, last year alone, over 84,000 new crypto millionaires was created. That's huge. And the Bitcoin market cap in itself crossed over $4 trillion with a T. That takes 999 billion plus another billion just to make a trillion. And this is a $4 trillion industry. I like to say that's a pie so big you don't need a slice to stick your fork in it, lick it, and you're done. Now, when I talked about earning Bitcoin and why earning Bitcoin was so important, I want you to focus in on this middle slide. This is a screenshot back in 2017, May 25th, 2017, almost 9 years ago. I was able to earn 15 Bitcoins. At the time, it was worth $37,762. Now, if somebody told me back then, hey, Alan, go take $37,000 and go ahead and buy Bitcoin, I would have told them no, because I didn't know anything about a Bitcoin. And the things that I heard about Bitcoin was that Bitcoin in itself was a scam. But I knew about an opportunity. And if I had an opportunity, I joined the opportunity. That's why they say opportunities mean nothing unless you take action and become a part of it, right? So them 15 Bitcoins right now, guys, you could Google it, look it up. It made me a millionaire. It's worth over $1 million. Now, hindsight, knowing what I knew now, I probably would have took my savings, about $100,000 or $200,000 worth of Bitcoin. But guys, it's not too late. They're projecting Bitcoin to go over $1 million a coin. And you guys is here and you hear about it first, right? Now, the way that it works is almost like a smart contract. Whenever Bitcoin is earned from your bonuses, it's automatically direct deposited into your crypto wallet. It's secure and it's transparent. Let me explain. This is not one of them systems that you have to go out there and you have to, request your money and hope at 61 days that it'll pay out. And no, the way that it's set up is that whenever the Bitcoin comes in, it knows exactly where to send the Bitcoin that's going to go in your wallet. So it don't matter if you got a Coinbase wallet, Trust wallet, Kraken wallet, SafePal wallet. It doesn't matter. It goes into your wallet. The only thing is a 10% admin fee, and the company has to be able to pay for support, customer service, and things of that nature. So let me show you how our matrix works. Now, the 2x2 matrix is the one I think is one of the most perfect ways that you could get paid. Remember, every company has some type of compensation plan and a compensation plan structure, whether if it was a binary, a unilevel, a matrix, whatever the case may be. But a 2x2 matrix makes it fair for the little guy as well as the big guy. Well, how is that so? Well, let me show you. Whenever somebody gets started, they get access to their own personal matrix. Now it's 2x2, so only two people can go on your first level. So in this case, this person sponsor Alan, this person sponsor Liz. Only two people can go there. Now them two people can either be from you yourself, or it can be what we call spillover. Now I don't promote spillover because why wait on it? Because we don't know how long spillover can take to fill up a matrix, but you do know in your capabilities of going out there finding two people, because the industry average is at least two people, right? So if you went out there and got two people in this scenario, let's say they did the same thing. So Alan went out there and got Shaq and Amy, and Liz went out there and got Lorena and Juan. Now notice only six people can fill up your matrix. Two are your level one and four are your level two. And here's the beauty of this matrix, guys. Notice up under the levels to the left, it said pay level, pay level. That means that anytime anybody comes and lands on your matrix, you're going to earn a payout, which is huge and unheard of. Okay. I want you to understand that because you want to see the difference if you ever seen a two by two before. Now, whenever the people that you personally sponsor, whenever they sponsor their matrix, guess what? They will follow you to your brand new matrix. Now, here's the key. There's no limit to how many times that you can go out there and sponsor and cycle through a matrix unlimited times over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now, there are 8 matrix levels that you can get in: the $10, $25, $50, $100, 500,000, 2,000, and 4,000. Notice that under each matrix level come with credits. What did we say the credits was used from? Services like your automation, your tools, website builders, funnels, all that stuff. So whichever level you're coming in on, understanding that you're going to be utilizing credits to purchase exactly what it is that you need. Now let's start off at the $10 level. You're probably asking, so why did they start off with a level so low of $10? In fact, $10 may not even give you two, may not even put 2 gallons worth of gas in your car, depending on where you're at. But we have international people. Notice the international person in the slide, where $10 is a lot for them, right? So if they could go out there and have the ability to earn and get started, remember we said we made something fair for the little guys, right? As well as the big guys. So now when they come in and they bring in people that $10 that they can afford, they're gonna earn $2.50 whenever anybody lands on their level one. Then also when people land on their level two, they're gonna earn $5 whenever anybody lands on their level two, plus an additional $2.50 bonus. So they're gonna earn a total of $27.50. This is powerful. This is one of my most favorite positions in the entire company. Why? Because this is the level that so many people can earn and win in. Because I know that in some places, $27.50 is pretty much almost a month's salary. But not only can they do that once, it's unlimited. So imagine them cycle 2, 3, 4 times a day. And now they go to the next matrix level, the $25 matrix. So now they're earning $6.25 when somebody lands on a level one, $12.50 whenever somebody lands on a level two, plus a $6.25 bonus. Now they earn $68.75 each time they cycle through their matrix, right? At the $50 level, now they're earning $12.50 on a level one, $25 on a level two, $12.50 cycle bonus. Now they're earning $137.50. That's truly life changing for a lot of people. Now at the $100 level, which I personally think that everybody can really come up to at least the $100 level, you're earning $25 on your level one, $50 on your level two, plus $25 cycle bonus. Now you're earning $275 when you cycle. But guess what? What if you cycle twice that day? You just earn $550 where you could be sitting at work inside your cubicle. You could be on vacation. You could be driving down the street and the matrix cycle of people coming into this organization, building out their websites, building their business. That's how powerful this is. At the $500 matrix, now you're making $125 on your level one, $225 on your level two, and then $125 cycle bonus. Now you're earning $1,375 in Bitcoin. Now that could be enough for somebody to go out there and pay their mortgage. If not, it may be enough to pay their car note. But that's what we talked about, them additional income streams. And that's if you just cycle one time. Now go to the next, the $1,000 level. Now you're making $250 on your level one, $500 on your level two, plus a $250 cycle bonus. Now you're earning $2,750. Now that may be enough to pay somebody's mortgage or pay somebody's rent, or maybe even both. But it doesn't stop there. At the $2,000 matrix, now it's $500 on your level one, $1,000 on your level two, plus a $500 cycle bonus. Now you're earning $5,500. Now, if the first one wasn't enough, then at $5,500 is probably more than enough to take care of some of your bills. Now, notice the same names on the slide because the same 6 people can follow you throughout the matrix, because whenever they're cycling and duplicating, they're following you as well. The main key is open it up. And my absolute favorite one, right, is the $4,000 level. Guys, we already got people earning on the $4,000 level right now. So just imagine you sitting there and two people land on your $4,000 matrix. You're going to earn $1,000 each position that lands. So you just spent $2,000 looking into your crypto wallet. Let's say somebody land on your level two that day. That's an additional $2,000 payment. Remember, it pays out instantly, direct deposited into your crypto wallet. So now you're earning 2,000 for everybody coming into your on your level two, plus $1,000 cycle bonus. Guys, you've earned $11,000 when you cycle the $4,000 matrix. So let me say this. If $11,000 is not enough to take care of your mortgage, I truly want to know where you live because I can assure you I'm going to come out to your home. I'm going to swim in your pool, play basketball on your private court. Guys, I'm joking, but $11,000 can definitely help a lot of people. But I want to put this in perspective, right? Remember, even when you get and open up all the matrix, you're only coming out of pocket one time to open a matrix, each matrix level that you have. So if you're getting paid in the $10 matrix, don't forget if you got the $100 matrix, you get paid in that. If you got the $2,000 matrix, you're getting paid in that all the way up. So the way that we created this to make sure that it's fair, in order for somebody that like myself that understand the process that came in all the way to the $4,000 level, I had to open up every other matrices along the way. So you can't skip over the matrices, right? But let's say hypothetically you went in and you cycled through all 8 matrices just one time. Guys, can I get you to say one time? Right? You would have earned a total of $21,133.75 in Bitcoin. That's so powerful. And that is something that you could go out there and do. What if it just took you 12 months to do that? What if it took you 12 months? What do you have to do to go out there and earn an additional $21,000 in Bitcoin? And what could that do for you? Could it help pay off your home early? Could it pay off your car? Could it pay down debt? And that's what we're talking about as we're building your business because you're utilizing the services and tools. Now, I'm a big believer that documentation beats conversation. You can see real-time Bitcoin payments, but I'm going to show you firsthand. So I'm going to skip through a lot of this too. But I do want to point out that there's no monthly admin fee, right? So you're not getting paid a monthly fee over and over and over and over and over again. Guys, it's real products, real earnings, real Bitcoin. What you get in return is digital products. The 2x2 matrix is your fair payout and there's no middleman. So truly your time to start earning is now. Pick which package level that you choose to come in on. And one thing that I can say, come up to the highest level that you're comfortable in coming on because we don't know your financial situation. We don't know what services and tools that you need. So come into the highest level that you possibly can. I'm going to say maybe go up a level, right? And then whenever somebody lands on your matrix, guys, you got to get paid Bitcoin instantly. So it's no risk, simply all rewards. And as we grow this Salarium life this year in 2026, as we grow all across the world with so many people that we have, even on this Zoom from all over, one of the biggest things that they're coming is because Bitcoin cryptocurrency is obtainable and it has the same value everywhere, right? So I'm going to leave with this note. We've all seen The Wizard of Oz. The Tin Man wanted what? A heart. The Scarecrow wanted a brain. The Lion wanted courage. And Dorothy wanted to go back home. Each and every single one of them wanted something different. In fact, they was total strangers. They didn't even know each other. But in order to get what they needed, they all have to follow the same path. Just like every single person that's on this Zoom from all over different aspects, different walks of life may want something different from the Solarium Life opportunity, but we all have to follow the same path. They say that system stands for save yourself time, effort, and money. But what I tell you about teamwork is truly the ability to work together towards a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishments towards organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows ordinary people to achieve uncommon results. So when you come in a part of this, guys, just understand this. You're being a part of an all-star team. So whoever invited you on it wanted to show you something that is simply mind-blowing. And I promise you that if it made sense to you, it's going to make sense to other people as well. But like I promised, documentation beats conversation because we see a lot of people that talk about things. Y'all seen it. I'm just going to show you firsthand, right? So here we go. This is the back office. So I've been in, right, and it's for educational purposes. You can see the credits, and guys, the credits is going to go up because it's going to be $10 per credit. So this will jump up to like 76,000 credits, right? And total earnings since I've been in, almost at $9,000 that I've been in for the week. You come to the transaction, you go, and you can see every transaction that comes through that hits your wallet. as well. So, I can start the $10, 25, 50, 100, 500,000, 4,000, right? And so as I started building, you can see the $5 payments, the $12.50 payments, the $250 payments. These are payments that are coming in to my crypto wallet, $1,000 payments, right? $2,000 payments. All that's coming in to my wallet. You can see the ones from today. So I could easily go to my Coinbase, take a look at my Coinbase, right? And then I could come here and say, okay, let me take a look at the Bitcoin and let's see what we have here. So now once we come here, I can see the receipt. So you can see the $2 payments. You can see the $44 payments. You can come down here and see all these payments direct deposited into my Bitcoin wallet. So I don't know about you, but this is nothing but short than an amazing opportunity. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a little bit so that I can definitely open it up for a little bit of Q&A. But before I do that, right, before I bring the mastermind in itself up, that breaks down an amazing whiteboard presentation, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll do this first. I'll let Jonathan come back on, break down a quick whiteboard presentation, and then I got a special guest that I'm gonna bring up on the Zoom after he break down his presentation, guys. So I'm gonna let Jonathan go ahead and come up and break down his whiteboard presentation that he got, and then I'm bringing my special guest.
Wow, wow, man! I saw your special guest. I'm like, man, that is awesome. That is absolutely amazing. I want to say thank you very much, Alan, for taking the time to really lay out the information and show how simple this business project is. And really to recap as I pull out the whiteboard, guys, I want you to really, really get this. Okay, here it is. We have this technology. We have automation for businesses like websites, funnel builders, but people don't have to pay thousands of dollars. I've paid over $1,500 to have a funnel built for whatever business I was in the home-based business industry. Now people can purchase enough credits where it equates to about $15 a month to have access to that component. And they already have templates that they can use to build out. They can got the look and the feel. They don't have to be technically savvy because all of the tools are there for them. I love this platform. I built last week. I built the website. I built the funnel with this back end technology, guys, and it's really really exciting. But when you realize that that is what we do, we make that available to people who want to make money. We make that available to people who want to automate their business, and we earn Bitcoin every single time. Okay, so I want to show you really briefly. Let me share my screen. I want to bring up this whiteboard just so that I can show you guys something really, really amazing. So, as Alan just stated, all right, a person can come in and you simply say, well, you know what? I want to get started with $10. Well, first of all, that $10 is purchasing those credits. It gives you access to those tools. But what happens is this model is more like a crowd sharing model. Okay, you may just want to automate your business. Congratulations on your timing because you're still going to position yourself to earn Bitcoin. You may have had no desire to really want to build a home-based business because, hey, you might be like me. I'm in the travel industry. That is what I do for a living, working that business. There might be people in the health and wellness industry. There may be people in different types of companies. Great. Well, this doesn't affect that because now you're able to introduce tools to them through this membership. And our membership has privileges. It's the best distribution of profit sharing that I've ever seen in this industry. And here's what I mean. When you pay that $10, whether you're looking to join the business or just get the credits, you're going to fall within what's called, again, a 2x2 matrix. All that means is a structure that this company has built out to compensate those that brings business to this platform. Okay, so this is you. You paid $10. You got your 100 credits, right? Your 100 credits, and you fell in this spot, right? Well, let's just say your sponsor, the person who introduced you brought in two more people. They introduced person A and they introduced person B. Well, you haven't introduced anyone because maybe you just wanted to build a funnel with the tools and you wanted to try it out, right? Well, the company says if anyone falls on your first level, you're going to earn 25% of the amount of money that they paid for those credits. So that means that you just earned, just like Alan just showed there, you just earned $2.50 and you just earned $2.50 here, right? Well, that's $5 that you've earned. You got the access to the credit, but now you just earned 50% of what you paid for that, right? Well, how about this person A says, I really like this. This person A went and talked to C and D, and now you just earned $5 and $5. Why? Because this is your level two, and the company said, we're going to pay you 50% of the cost of what you paid to purchase those credits. So as these members came in, they purchased the credit, but 50% of that money went directly to you. So here you made $5 plus these two, five, that's $15, but yet you only paid $10 to have the access. You've brought no one to the community. But make no mistake, this call today is designed for those who have the influence to bring other members. Okay? That is the reason why we invited you to this private call at 1 o'clock Eastern time today. We're looking for people who can help us take this technology around the world, make it available to people, and you can position yourself to be compensated as well. Well, let's just use an example. Let's say B here, who you might not know, you might not even know what country they're from, but B went and introduced person E and F, and they fell under your matrix as well. You just earned $5 more and $5 more. So that means all total from this $10 that you paid, which you got credits for. So you were really paid in full for the value of the amount of money that you paid. But in addition to it, you made $5, $10, 15, 20. This is 25. That's $25 you made. And then the company says, well, since every one of the spots within your matrix is filled, we're going to give you another 25%. So that's another $2.50. So you just made $27.50. And now the company says, well, your matrix is full. We're going to give you another matrix that you don't have to pay for. So they're going to start you on another $10 matrix, and you can earn that money all over again as members join this community. You say, well, where will I be placed? I don't understand. Listen, whoever introduced you
Everything good?
to this platform, then what's going to happen is you're going to follow their matrix. So if Alan introduced you to the platform the first time, you fell under Alan. That is how the members fell beneath you and help you build something special. Well, as soon as your matrix fills up, the algorithm is set where it's going to find Alan's matrix and put you back there in his new matrix so that he and you can work together to populate your next matrix to help you generate income again. Okay? Now, here's the unique thing about it. All right? I'm giving you a visual of what you just saw in that presentation. The unique thing about it is you can get started at a $10 matrix and it has those 6 spots, but you can also go to a $25 matrix as well. Now, you can't unlock that $25 matrix if you don't have the $10 matrix, okay? But you can have both. And then you can also take advantage of a $50 matrix. So let's look at this example here. This is you. You went out And from a timing perspective, you have people fall beneath your matrix. Okay? This is you, and you have A, B, C, D, E, and F. The uniqueness of this model is it is possible for you to get started at the $10 matrix and you got started at the $25 matrix. And because of your timing, that same A person who you didn't know, and the B person who you didn't know, and the C person who you didn't know, the D person who you didn't know, the E and the F person, they could also fall under your $25 matrix, which now you made about $68 by completing that matrix. Those same individuals can fall under your $50. They can fall under the $100 matrix, the $500 matrix, the $1,000 matrix, okay? The $2,000 matrix. And if you open up the $4,000 matrix, they can fall there as well. Why are we sharing that? Because timing has a lot to do with your success here, just like your influence, okay? Now, here are a few things that I want to share with you. The reason why Alan said, hey, you know what? You can get started wherever you want. You can get started wherever you want. Most people are going to do the $10 matrix, the 25, the 50, and the 100. That's just the way that it is. They do that because they can believe for that, right? But what happens is, what about the 500 and the $1,000 matrix? Let me give you an example on that. Let's say you say, you know what? I'm going to definitely position myself on all four of those matrices, which is great. Okay? You took advantage of those four matrices right here because you saw the chart that Alan showed. You know, you can make a good amount of money through those four matrices as well, and they recycle without you ever having to pay another dime. You're just earning Bitcoin instantly. As soon as one of these spots fill, that Bitcoin is instantly paid out to you, okay? The next spot fill, instantly paid out. So this is you, and because you took advantage of the 10, the 25, the 50, and the 100, these people were able to fall beneath your matrix from timing. But let's say you stop at the 100, but what you didn't know A, but A had a bigger vision. A says, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and do the 500 as well. But where you would have been, A got there because of timing, right? So A got started there, and now the people under A got started and they fell under this matrix. Let's say, for instance, C got started here, D got started here, right? And now it populates, but those are members who you did not know, but you could have positioned yourself to get paid from them. Later on, if you do it, it's fine. You can upgrade whenever you want to, and things fall in flow. If you introduce members, as long as you're on that matrix, they'll fall beneath your group. If you're not, then it'll flow past you. But once you get to that matrix, the next time they cycle around, they're still going to fall underneath your matrix to help populate your matrix there as well. Okay? Now, let me show you why we're so excited about this. The reason why we're so excited about this is typically, when you look at a structure like this, here is how it typically works. You have the same structure, and a lot of times when people see this structure, they get a little eerie, right? Because they don't understand that every compensation structure is designed the same, okay? It doesn't matter if this was the military, this would be the general. If this was a church, this would be the pastor. If this was corporate America, this position would be the CEO. But this building networks, wealthy people build networks, everyone else continues to look for work. This position is you, and notice when you get started, there is no one beneath you. It's your vision and taking a chance, and now we're able to build a network leveraging your influence and credibility with our experience, right? But typically, a model like this says, hey, someone has to fall here, which you don't get paid on. They have to fall here, and you don't get paid. Here, 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 you don't get paid. Oh, but now, once you get to this line, now we'll pay you. The problem is, even if some people join and they don't have a great level of influence, they may never get paid within the model here. And so it's more of a flawed model. But what I love best about this is I love working with people and helping people. And that is what this model is designed to do. So here's what the company did. The company only created a 2x2 matrix and allowed you to get paid on each level. So that means that this could be you, and maybe you got started at $100, which bought you 1,000 credits, right? And you wanted to do some automation, whatever, okay? And if A fell here, you just earned $25. If B fell right here, you earned $25, whether you brought that member in or not. And then by the time C came in, you made $50. So now this member who might not have ever made money in the home-based business industry before, they're already have been made whole with the amount of money that they put into this company. They got their $100 back. They are happy. That means that when A brings another member, now they're in profit mode by $50. When B brings another member, they just made more money here as well. And now they can cycle and make more money. If you're excited about that concept and you've had people in your organization who's never attained success, then you can see why this company is about to go viral. It's more like the economy equalizer, guys. It is an absolute big deal. And so I want to see, Alan, let's go ahead and see if your special guest has made it onto the line here.
Definitely. And real quick, before we bring our special guest on, he brought up a word that I love, guys, and that was vision. And when I think about vision, you definitely got to be able to have vision in order to be able to succeed in anything. So I like to bring up the metaphor about Walt Disney. A lot of people don't know that Walt Disney died before the completion of Walt Disney World. And at the ribbon cutting, his wife Minnie was standing there, and the guy next to his wife said, "I sure wish Walt could have been here to see it." And she said, "I beg to differ." She said, "If Walt didn't see it, then none of us would be here." And guys, the person that I have the privileges of bringing up on the Zoom today, if he didn't have the vision of starting this company, if he didn't have the vision of putting everything together and take action, right, then nobody will be on this Zoom talking about this company, Salarium Life, right now. So without further ado, I get to bring up the CEO and the founder of Salarium Life, guys. That's why I say the special guest, special guest. So I get to bring up the CEO and founder, Dr. Steve. Are you there?
I am here. Thank you, Alan, for the invite. And Jonathan, amazing job. Guys, where's the link? I'm ready to sign up. Yes.
Good. I'm bringing you to the forefront here as well, Dr. Steve. Thank you very much. And Dr. Steve, it's so amazing because when Alan introduced me to you and we went into the Facebook page and I shared with him, I have a whole lot going on, but once I saw your Facebook page and I saw that you and I share 37 mutual friends, and these are like true friends of mine, I was like, you know what? My list is shrinking. I got to go, and I got to go right now. Okay.
Yeah, I know you put a request for the video, but I told Alan I wasn't video ready, and I hadn't been on all my thing. I'm getting over this a bug that I caught in DC when I was there last week, so I apologize, for not being able to turn on the video.
No problem. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'll since I have a moment just to share, normally for me it's you guys are seeing the manifestation, of course, of the vision. And when I talk to vision. That's all that's in me. I live, I wake up, I go to sleep with just the vision. And Solarium Life really was birthed through an answered prayer of my own personal prayer to the Lord. And this structure of the 2x2 I launched in 2010 when I embarked on my first online business. It was a travel concept, and we did about $7.5 million then in 2010, and created so many millionaires around the world, and we set tens of thousands of people financially free. Because you think about it, I was paying out $1,000 then in USD, and whether you're in Bangladesh or you're in Nigeria or the Philippines or India, wherever you are in a part of the world, by the time you convert it into local currency, they were millionaires, and it was just amazing. For me, that was my reward. That was my blessing to see so many lives get touched and changed financially. And I've been in the space, after I launched the travel, I remembered back then when Bitcoin was like 10 cents, my colleagues were saying, "Hey, Steve, you need to take a look at this Bitcoin." And I remember literally brushing them off, and I saying, "This digital crypto stuff is for the future, right?" I told them that, but they were persistent. And I did buy Bitcoin back then. And guys, I have no idea where it is, what wallet it's sitting in, but I'm quite sure I got millions of dollars floating in the cyberspace like many of us. And but it wasn't until 2015, really embarking. I did a project with a colleague. He asked me to help him develop a crowdfunding platform powered by Bitcoin. I said, sure. And Bitcoin was like $300 then, just moving northward of 1,000. And once I embarked on that, it forced me to really study cryptocurrency, the industry, just everything about it, right? And what I found out in my research that Bitcoin was going somewhere. We're about to see a boom with this thing. And I remember even back then telling the community that we could see Bitcoin hit at 10,000, probably 20,000, and they're like, yeah, whatever, Steve. And well, sure enough, right? We know it did. And but fast forward today, guys, in 2017 was when I started really getting all these different downloads, the vision, if you will, the spiritual blueprint for where this whole space was going and where we were, the shift that was about to take place. And I literally started writing, I didn't know I was writing white papers. I was just taking what was in my spirit and putting it on paper. And I remember submitting it as patents because, it was so unique and different. It was uh, ideas of tokenization, of acts of kindness and proof of life, and how we could build communities and support communities and harness this crypto, and we could tokenize real estate and tokenize businesses. And this is now 2017. My attorney literally says, Steve, you need to slow down, you need to stop, you need to put this on the back burner. And he did explain why. Perkin Coie was my law firm back then. And, the US government hadn't figured out how to regulate cryptocurrency, right? It was so new. And it was like a wild, wild west back then. And so I did. I said, sure. And I've got everything I share, it's all documented. I've got all the proof of everything, anything I ever share with you guys. And, in 2018, I rewrote the white paper now. I mean, 2022, pardon me. I rewrote the whole white paper, and since technology, innovation had advanced since then in those years, and I rewrote it, add colors, and I beautified it, and then I really laid out the full concept of tokenization of communities, whole communities, how we could build cities utilizing 3D printing, and we could power the cities with solar power, and we could use solar powered water pump to pump water into the cities, and the community, the people of the community can live for free. They don't have to pay. They can live for free. And we build the cities for them around the world. And I introduced it to the Zulu King when I was there in South Africa in October of 2023. So I'm sharing the vision because, this is a much grandiose and bigger than just, Salarium Life. This is just the beginning of a massive ecosystem that's being birthed right now, which include our crypto debit card, our bank, our exchange, all, rolled into one with some other really, really, really neat features, all tokenized, all in the Web3 space and all within, this whole tokenization concept of, real world assets and token. But Bitcoin, I chose Bitcoin and I stay with Bitcoin because there's many different ways I could have paid out, only because, as, it became an answer to my prayer, like I said, and creating the concept and then using the 2x2 vehicle to pay out commissions. I realize, because I follow a lot of different news, right? And I watch what the um, quote unquote the powers to be that makes the decision in the banking world from a government perspective or global perspective, even more like the IMF, for example, if you don't know who they are. And I've been listening to them since 2018 because the leader of the IMF in 2018 came out and said that all the banks in the world will have to shift to digital currency. They have to implement a CBDC of some sort, right? This was 2018. Now, for them to announce it then, obviously, that decision was already made years and years and years ago. I don't know how many years ago, by quote unquote the powers to be again. And so I was watching what Michael Sawyer was saying, why he was investing so heavily. And then just recently, like in the last year, I saw, large financial institutions like BlackRock and Merrill Lynch and Charles Schwab and all these huge financial institutes started buying up Bitcoin. I'm like, that's interesting. And then, of course, we got the Bitcoin reserves in the U.S. and they got a whole department now with Trump's sons and BlackRock's family all running the exchange, right? So something is happening and something they're not telling us. So, like Alan was saying, we don't have a crystal ball, but the projection and prediction is what we see that's about to happen with Bitcoin, and that bull run that everybody's waiting and expecting. It's going to happen because after the second halving in May of 2028, right, 100% of Bitcoin will be in circulation. And now you and I, we've got, a very valuable asset in our hands, which called Bitcoin. And if it does what they say, 500,000, million, we don't know, right? So supply and demand, but we're in a good position. So I'm just helping the community accumulate fractional ownership of Bitcoin by the 2x2 and the way I structured it, and I did it purposely in the way I did it to help them out without them knowing I'm helping them out. So yeah, so that's the vision. Here we are. We're over 5,100 members now, registered globally, which is saying a lot for Salarium Life and the growth. We're having a lot of leaders around the world just popping up and saying, "Hey, we love this. We want to open up the countries," and we're in soft launch, guys. We're literally in soft launch. We're just in phase one of the soft launch, which all the enhancements you're seeing, and we still got two more phases with some amazing rollouts that's coming. So yeah, so thank you, Alan, for the opportunity just to share again the vision.
Hey, appreciate you, Dr. Steve. And guys, real quick, we'll take a few questions, a few Q&As, that you guys may have. And like Dr. Steve said, there's going to be a lot that's going to be rolled out there where we have the ability to be able to, grow this business, really help businesses as well, too, because we have some real tech savvy people on the Zoom that understands the power of the product. So what I'm going to do is I see that Katie has raised his hand. So guys, I'm going to answer a few questions real quick. And if it's the CEO, he may answer some of the questions as well too. But real quick, because I know people got time and things they got to do today. So Katie, you can be able to unmute your line.